Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to all the brothers and sisters in the land of Israel and all around the world. Questions play a big role in Judaism. The whole Pesach holiday, the Passover holiday is all about questions. In Ethics of Our Fathers, the sages say, someone who doesn't ask will not learn, you will not grow. If you're shy, you won't learn and grow. But the caveat is it has to be the right question. Right? Some questions don't have answers. Some questions are based on a false premise, so you're going to be chasing an answer from here till tomorrow. You know, if your teacher asks you, why weren't you in class yesterday? And you say, I wasn't feeling well, that's a legit question with an answer. But if he says, why weren't you in class yesterday? And you say, I was in class, you just didn't see me, you didn't notice me. You didn't answer the question, you just dissolved the whole question. There is no question to begin with. How do we know if we're asking the right questions? In this week's Torah portion, Parshat Va'eschanan, we have the wise son from the Passover Haggadah, from the 4 sons. And if you remember, each son got a different answer. The Torah is telling us it's not one size fits all. When you're answering a question, don't just address the question, address the questioner. What's the motivation? What leads to the question? If somebody truly is asking because they want to grow and learn, an answer goes a long way. But if somebody's asking a question because they want to deflect, because they don't want to take responsibility, they want to justify a certain behavior, they don't really want the answer. An answer is not going to change anything. They're not ready for that. The 4th son, the She'eni Yodea Lishol, the son who doesn't know how to ask, isn't necessarily somebody who was ignorant in Judaism. Could be they're very knowledgeable, but they don't know how to ask. The questions are being framed as a way to deflect, not take responsibility. So therefore, giving them some complex answer isn't going to change anything. It's not going to help them. Address the questioner, not the question. And this is very important because a lot of times we're the ones with the question. We're not always answering. We're the ones who have the question. We have to ask ourselves, what's our motivation? If I get an answer, am I going to be willing to actually change a behavior based on this? Or am I just trying to justify a certain behavior? Am I trying to deflect, not take responsibility? A wise question is already half an answer. But before we start chasing an answer, let's make sure we're asking a right question, one that's going to actually lead to change and growth. Shabbat Shalom.